As we enter a new year, it's a really great time to reflect back on 2024 and think about our health from this past year. One of the things that often parents will think about is, were they happy with the care that they were provided for their health, for their family's health? And one of the things that often comes up is, our healthcare providers, are we really making the best choice for our family? Do we feel like our healthcare providers are really adding a value to our family? Do they really care about us? Are we getting our questions answered? Do we leave feeling like we have more questions, or we're not supported in our decisions? And so about half of families do not feel like they like or are supported by their healthcare providers, which is a really high number. That's really sad. And there's so many reasons for this. I think a lot of parents have a lot of questions, and they come to an appointment full of questions and don't have the time to get them answered, or their doctor might brush aside some of their questions or concerns and try to put them into a one-size-fits-all type of category and really put them into this box. And if they don't agree with that box, then they are referred out or let go from the practice. And I think other times parents just feel like the doctors are not actually knowledgeable in some of the areas that they're concerned about. And so it's a really great way and a great time to reflect back on that and see if you are ready or willing to make changes for your family if you are someone who does not love your healthcare providers for your kids. If you think about a pediatrician, for example, being someone who's in your kids' lives for a very, very long time and not feeling totally satisfied with that person, and they're kind of dictating your child's health outcomes, like they're really a responsible party for your child's health, it's a really big deal to feel very comfortable with that person and that you trust them. And so I think that's one of the things that you can't really put a value on, is if you trust your healthcare providers. So if you're looking for a new doctor, if you are like, wow, this is so me, I do not love our doctor, I'm going to find someone new in the new year, there's about 3 things, probably more, that I would say would be really, really important to have a checklist and make sure that these people are meeting the criteria that you are looking for. But the first one is going to be that they're going to find the root cause. So I think very often parents will take their children to a doctor, a pediatrician, for an ear infection or for a cough or for constipation, whatever these ailments might be. And it's a very quick, easy answer, one size fits all. Maybe Miralax is prescribed for the constipation, even though it's not studied in children under 4, and it should not be given all the time, but that might be their only answer. And sometimes if that's what you have in your tool belt, that's what you're going to give. And so there's oftentimes that there's a root cause for these concerns, whether it is constipation or anxiety or ear infections or bedwetting, and putting a Band-Aid like Miralax on that is not really finding the root cause, and it's not going to help prevent the future health problems that we could see if we don't address the issues at hand. The other thing I would really look for is someone who's definitely an expert in development and the nervous system. So your nervous system is basically the master control for your entire body. So if you talk about your endocrine system and your hormones, or your reproductive system, if you talk about your immune system, your digestive system, all of that lives under the umbrella of your nervous system. So if our nervous system is not as healthy as it can be, every other system in our body is going to not function properly. And so talking about the nervous system, talking about the vagus nerve, talking about parasympathetic responses, talking about all of the things that can help our body get out of fight or flight and not cause stress within the body is really important for our kids' outcomes and for them to be able to thrive. Being also an expert in development is very, very, very important. We know that the CDC took out crawling as a guideline, as a milestone, and any pediatric OT/PT chiropractor will tell you that crawling is so vital for brain health. The CDC is just meeting people where they're at, and now we're seeing a lot of kids are not developing appropriately, they're not developing on time, and so they have just slowed down the guidelines to meet the general population instead of saying, okay, what's wrong with our population? Why are our kids not meeting milestones that have been around forever? Why are our children not crawling? Crawling is one of the most basic, primitive things that a kid needs to do, and it's to develop their brain. So if your pediatrician is telling you your kids don't need to crawl, or it's okay that they're crawling with one hand and one foot and one knee, they're scooting on their butt, that is not okay. And that is really overlooking something that could lead to a lot of things down the road. So really someone who knows development and is really talking to you about milestones, and again, not that they have to happen at a certain point, but that they happen in order. And that is what's really, really, really crucial. We have to have certain things happen in order for our brain to develop in the order it should. Very important. Last but not least, I think the biggest thing you should look for in your child's doctor is if they have a team approach. If your child's healthcare provider is not willing to refer out to the best possible people, they are not a team player, and they might not just be willing to make those community connections where they have an answer for who you should go to for a lip tie, who you should go to for OT, who you should go to for a meal service, whatever it might be that you're looking for to help your children. Your doctor should know those answers, and they should have spent time making those great referral sources. There's oftentimes that local doctors here will refer to somebody, but just because somebody can do a service does not mean they're the best, does not mean they use the newest updated technology or tools, and it does not mean that they have the best bedside manner or patient care. And so really finding a doctor who really, really cares about using a team approach, willing to refer out. It's not a tunnel vision and we're the only people who can help. You really want to see someone who has a great referral source, because it also means that other people trust them. And so if your doctor doesn't have people they trust, it's a mutually beneficial that someone else would refer to them if they trusted them. So I think that's a really, really big, key, important piece in finding a doctor for your child as well. All that to say, if you are looking for a new doctor, we live in a really great community where there are so many options now for things like pediatricians, where some of them come to your home, some of them have a concierge service where they're available 24/7 for you. There's so many alternatives to the traditional brick and mortar pediatric, you're going to follow everything we say type of doctor. And so if you live in this area where our office is, in that Sarasota Bradenton community, we have so many great places, and we would love to refer you. If you are looking for a new doctor, for yourself, for your children, for anyone, we definitely do have a lot of connections in the community and have, gone out of our way to meet people and just to see who would be a good referral source so that our patients feel like they can trust our opinions and vice versa. So if you're looking for a new doctor, or you think pediatric chiropractic could be a great addition to your doctor team, and you're really concerned about your child's nervous system, we are happy to help in any way that we can. So as this new year approaches, we wish you nothing but health and happiness, and you can always call our office to learn more about the care that we do.